What are you doing up there?
Taking pictures for you.
For what?
For a giveaway. What are we giving away?
We are giving away a passport, book, and an annual pass.
What?
Yeah. Go
It's
follow
like
us on Instagram.
It's like a national park lover's dream.
Yes.
So when does it start?
Tomorrow.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Today. It starts today.
Today.
Tuesday the 7th.
The
And it
Tuesday.
goes through Friday. So go find, we'll put a link down below to this post on Instagram. Go follow us on Instagram. There's a few of our friends that are also participating in this, so you got to follow them too. All the instructions are in the Instagram post, but go check it out because we want to send this to one of you.
That would be awesome.
Okay, do it. So we are at Sombrero Beach on Marathon Key, and this is, I think, one of our favorite beaches here in the Keys. Did you say yes?
Yes, I agree.
So this is a man-made beach, so they bring the sand in so it's nice and clean. But we are here to talk about national parks, and I'm going to interview you.
Oh,
Are you ready for that?
sure.
So what we want to know, Miss Tiffany, is what are your 3 favorite national parks and your 3 least favorite national parks?
Oh.
So, what do you want to start with? You want to start with number 3 on your list or number 63?
Let's start with my 3 favorite.
3 favorite, let's go.
Because I'm having a hard time thinking of 3 least favorite.
I've got 2 that are in my least favorite list, so I'll help you.
Okay. So that's really, really hard to narrow it down to just 3.
So let's start with your, not your top, your 3rd favorite.
Oh.
So we're gonna work our way from.
I have to put them in order?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh. White Sands.
So White Sands is your 3rd favorite. Why?
Because I love it, but not as much as the kids.
Yes.
But I love their joy. They loved sledding down the sand, and they were just ecstatic the whole day. So that made it one of my favorites.
Yeah, so we'll show you some pictures here. But White Sands, it's the only national park on our trip west that we went to 2 times.
Twice.
So we hit it on the way there and on the way back.
Because the kids loved it so much.
Yeah, so they absolutely
we loved it. I
Yes.
loved it too. But they really loved it.
More the second time because I actually sled the second time. The first time I couldn't really figure it out. The second time I did. So I definitely enjoyed it. And we went twice. We went 2 days the second time we went. Okay, so White Sands, it's, I think, the kids' favorite park.
Yes,
So
they would all say it.
What's number 2?
Mount Rainier.
Mount Rainier, okay.
I really need 4.
Oh, okay, well, we'll do an honorable mention at the end.
Okay.
So Mount Rainier.
Yes, so we hiked to the Fremont Lookout, and that was amazing. We never planned on doing that, and we looked up some videos and looked up some information on it, and we were like, let's just go for it, let's do it. And it was probably one of the most amazing hikes that we've done.
It was definitely epic. So you hike 3 miles out, and you get these 360-degree panoramic views of, you can even see into Canada. That's how far you can see. So you can see all the different mountains and different things in the area, and then you get this awesome view of Mount Rainier. You actually hike like parallel to it for most of the hike, so you get this awesome views of Mount Rainier and, you know, just the mountainside and everything.
It was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And we did it. So our kids hiked over 6 miles that day, and not a peep. They did amazing.
Yeah, they loved it. Huge gains. You know, some steep parts, and you're on like shale for part of it, like a slate almost, so it's almost slick.
Yes, there was some praying, because there were some pretty narrow ledges, and yeah, like, oh my. But
so worth it.
You can do hard things, right?
Yes.
That was one of those ones. And I think that that's one of the things that makes it epic.
Yes.
So number 1 I would say Glacier.
Glacier.
And the hike that we did there was with friends, and we hiked to Virginia Falls. So when we pulled up, you could see this waterfall way out in the distance, and it was like, it seemed impossible to reach. And that was another probably 6 or 7 mile day.
Yes.
And we that was what we were hiking to, and it was so amazing because we passed so many waterfalls on the way, and to get to Virginia Falls, but then it was so powerful that you got somewhat close and you got soaked. Oh, it was gorgeous.
Yeah, so you pass, I don't remember the first waterfall.
Was it St. Mary's?
St. Mary's, yeah. So you pass St. Mary's Falls, and then you have 3 other waterfalls that are not named, and then you get to Virginia. Isn't that, there was
something
5
like
total?
that.
I think there was 5 total. There was either 4 total, 2 named and 2 unnamed, but just another epic hike. And it was awesome. The day we went was really hot.
Yeah.
And so it was nice to be able to hike next to the water, splash water on your face as we went. So that was definitely a memorable hike. And I think I know what your honorable mention is. So I'm going to guess Olympic.
Yes.
I knew it. So Olympic was another really cool place.
Yes, that we did not have enough time for. It's totally underrated. You need days to explore it all. We did all 3 ecosystems, which was totally cool. But the rainforest was probably one of my favorites that I wanted to explore more.
Yeah, the
because
whole
we'd hiked
rainforest.
mountains. So we, have explored more of that ecosystem. But the rainforest, oh my goodness, you guys, it was so gorgeous, and there were so many different colors of green.
Yes.
I've never seen anything like it before. Like, I was crying we did a 1 mile loop, it's called the Hall of Mosses, and there were so many different shades of green. I was just crying. Colors I've never even seen. It was vibrant. Oh, it was gorgeous.
Yeah, that was a really, really cool experience, just seeing all the different shades of green and just the different trees, and just seeing how much rain that place gets in a year.
Oh yeah.
But then you go just a few miles away, and then you're in mountain ranges where there was snow. And then you go just a few miles away. I say few. I mean, it's not. Remember. The park is huge, but you go just several miles away, and then all of a sudden you're in the ocean. So just a really cool, unique place, and that's one of those ones where it's hard to get to.
Yeah.
You can get there by ferry. But we were fortunate enough to find a cancellation at a campground, John Wayne Marina, which was probably 20 minutes from one of the entrances to the park.
Mountainside.
Yeah. So then that's where it became tough, because then to get from there to like the whole rainforest was like an hour-and-a-half drive, and we only had 2 days.
Right.
Really a day and a half. Those are the top 3 and a half, top 4. Surprisingly, Yellowstone, Yosemite, Arches.
I didn't mention
Bryce,
any of those, did I?
Zion, all those ones weren't on your list.
Huh.
And
those are all amazing parks.
Yes.
And they all have amazing things about each one of them. Canyonlands.
Yes.
Oh man. Just that Utah area, it's just gorgeous.
Those top 5, what are the Mag 5? Is that what they call it?
Utah 5? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable. So now that transitions us to the bottom couple, bottom 3.
Know.
So I'll do one.
Okay.
North Cascades.
Oh.
So
give some backstory.
So we kind of got stuck at North Cascades because there was a fire that went through the middle of it, so we couldn't get to part of the park. So North Cascades basically has like a highway that runs through it. There were some really cool things, like Diablo Lake was really cool. It was pretty, and then
smoky.
And it was smoky. So maybe it was just our experience, but also with kids, we went with friends, and they did individual hikes before we got there, or maybe it was after. And to really experience the park, because it's called the Alps of America, you have to hike really long distances to be able to see like all the mountain range and everything. So that was with kids, and that's where I think this list kind of comes in. I think it's like our top parks with kids.
Yes.
That was one that I think was more difficult because we had the kids and we couldn't do those long. I think one of the hikes Megan and Brandon did was over 10 miles. Vertical hikes, high elevation changes and things like that. So I think that.
So it makes it one of their favorites, but they took turns.
Yes.
So one stayed at home and then the other one went, and vice versa.
Yeah, so I think that made it hard for us because we didn't get to do and see everything that the park really has to offer. I would say another bottom was Mammoth. What'd you say?
Waco Mammoth?
No, Mammoth Cave.
Oh, Mammoth Cave in Kentucky.
And the reason I say that,
but
there's a couple reasons. So one of the things we love about going to national parks is we have the park pass, and then you get in for free. You know, we paid to be into the parks. So at Mammoth, you had to make reservations ahead of time and pay to go into the cave, which really is disappointing.
Yeah.
And I think it's to limit the number of people and things like that.
And it was expensive for all 6 of us to go.
I want to say it would have been over like $75 for us to go. And it just wasn't worth it. You know, we did Carlsbad Caverns. So for us, Carlsbad, you know, we got that cave experience. So we didn't feel like we needed to do Mammoth, especially with how much it cost. So, would you agree?
I agree. Yep. I forgot about Mammoth.
We need one more.
We need one more.
So there were 2 parks that we went to, or one. We didn't get to do Jewel Cave because it was closed.
Right. Wind Cave.
Wind Cave was another one where we went right at the beginning of the season. It was right around Labor Day.
Before, yep.
And so, or no, Memorial Day. It was in May.
Memorial.
Yeah, Memorial Day. And they weren't fully staffed, so they couldn't do as many tours as they normally would have done. That's another one where you've got to get there early, get signed up for a tour.
And we were there like 8:30 or something, I think.
For us, that was really early, and we couldn't get a pass. So.
Yep, we missed them for the day, so we just walked around.
Yeah, but what was cool about Wind Cave is you could go to the original mouth of the cave, right? Where the wind comes.
Yes.
So you could hear it and see it.
They had like a flag that was, you know,
waving
blowing in the wind.
So is there one other park that you would say is lower on our list that was like, I wouldn't go back?
So number 1, he put me on the spot, and number 2, I have a bad memory with stuff like this. If you tell me, then I'm like, oh yeah, but then if you just ask me to recall it, then I have a hard time. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, so maybe we'll just do the bottom 2, and then maybe in a future vlog we'll come back and
I need to see our map, and
yes.
then I could tell you which ones. I want to also say we were pleasantly surprised with Badlands.
Yes.
And
Petrified.
No, I was going to go up north.
Oh, Theodore Roosevelt?
Theodore Roosevelt. So Badlands and Theodore Roosevelt, they also had some of the Badlands, and we saw wild horses there.
Oh, that was the animals at those 2 parks were awesome.
Yes, but it was snowing.
Yes.
So it was cold, so we didn't get to hike. But it was still gorgeous.
And Theodore Roosevelt had roads that were closed. So it was basically like a big loop, and some of it was closed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think that concludes this vlog.
My interview.
Your interview, you were off the hook. So let us know your favorite national park.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many out there. There's 63. We've been to 29.
Okay.
So we still have a long way to go.
Yes.
So this isn't an inclusive list. We haven't been to all of them. So there are probably some out there that people are like, this is the worst.
So we're talking about this, remember?
Oh, yes.
Because of our giveaway on Instagram. So totally cool. You can win a pass so that you can go for an entire year, and a book so that you can record all of the places that you've been. So go check that out.
Link down below to that. And we will see you tomorrow.
Because we are going to go beach it up with these kiddos.
Yeah, let's go get in the water.
All right.
See you real soon.
See you real soon.
All ye faithful, joyful and triumphant, come